Have you ever seen an average-looking guy walk into a room, and suddenly women are laughing, leaning in, completely hooked? Meanwhile, the polite, attentive, nice guy right next to him is doing everything right and getting completely ignored. That's not bad luck. That's female psychology working exactly as designed. Today we're breaking down the real mechanics of attraction that nobody taught you. 3 principles. And the last one is the exact reason the nice guy never gets the spark, no matter how hard he tries. First, attraction is emotional, not logical. Here's something most men fundamentally misunderstand. Attraction isn't a checklist. It's not something a woman decides after reviewing your job, your height, your personality traits. It's something she feels, and feelings are produced by emotional stimulation, not by you doing everything right. Picture this. She's venting about her terrible ex-boyfriend. The nice guy leans in, nods sympathetically, and says, "That sounds really hard. You deserved better." The other guy listens, then smirks and goes, "Damn, you have genuinely terrible taste in men." Same situation, same girl, completely different reaction. One created comfort, the other created electricity. That's the difference. When there's a slight surprise, a moment of curiosity, a situation where you're not entirely sure what comes next, the brain lights up. It becomes engaged. It starts paying attention. But when every response is perfectly accommodating, perfectly agreeable, perfectly predictable, the brain relaxes, disengages. And disengagement is the silent killer of attraction. This is why kindness alone doesn't create attraction. Kindness is valuable in a relationship, in life. But attraction doesn't begin with comfort. It begins with that feeling of, "I wonder what he's going to say next." Curiosity is the ignition. Comfort is what comes after the engine is already running. Second, perceived value changes everything. Well, let's talk about something that sounds harsh but is completely backed by social psychology. People are attracted to people who appear to have options. Not because women are shallow, but because the human brain is wired to assign value based on social signals. And one of the clearest signals of low value? The things we do when we're quietly terrified of rejection. We've all been that guy at some point. Sending "hey," and then 30 minutes later, "You good?" before she's even had a chance to reply. Having a different opinion, starting to share it, then immediately walking it back the second she raises an eyebrow. Over-explaining every decision like you need her permission. Apologizing for taking up space. Every single one of those behaviors is communicating the same thing at a subconscious level. My worth depends on you accepting me. And psychologically, that registers as low value. Not because you're a bad person, but because genuinely secure people simply don't operate from desperation. The high-value version looks completely different. He shares his opinion and lets it stand. He doesn't chase the reply. He's interested in her, but he's not auditioning for her. His energy says, "I like you, but I'm not going to fall apart if you're not interested." And that unbothered, self-assured energy is magnetic. Not because it's a tactic, but because it's rare. This isn't about being arrogant or performing confidence. It's about building a life you're genuinely proud of, your goals, your standards, your direction, so that the confidence isn't an act. It's just who you are. Women can feel the difference instantly. Third, the principle 9% of men completely screw up. We save the best for last, and this is the one that reframes everything. But first, think about the nice guy one more time. He's emotionally available, he's consistent, he's kind. He never creates any friction, and she feels nothing. Why buy V? Because he's completely predictable. And predictability, however comfortable, is invisible. The principle is, a little bit of unpredictability. Human attraction spikes when interactions have some friction in them. When you playfully disagree instead of nodding along. When you tease instead of compliment. When you occasionally pull back instead of always leaning in. Not to play games, but because that small amount of tension keeps her brain engaged, curious, wondering about you. And here's the irony most men never figure out. The harder you try to make someone like you, the less attractive you become. Because trying too hard is itself a signal. It says you don't believe you're enough without the extra effort. But the man who shows up confident, a little unpredictable, emotionally alive, he stops chasing attraction and starts generating it. That's the cheat code. Not trying harder, trying differently. Emotional stimulation, perceived value, unpredictability, not tricks, not manipulation. Just understanding how psychology actually works. And finally stopping the behaviors that have been quietly working against you this whole time. Stop being the guy who tries harder and start being the guy who makes her feel something. The room is waiting. Go shift the energy.